We will expose the Russian intelligence service. That's the message from British Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt as Britain takes aim at Russia. The UK Foreign Office is blaming Russian intelligence services, the GRU, for 6 cyber attacks. It's an aggressive statement that directly implicates Vladimir Putin's Kremlin. Well, let's get a bit more on this. And to do that, I'm joined in the studio by Alistair Sanford. Good morning to you, Alistair. A strong statement from the British. Just tell us a little bit more about that and how unusual that is.
A very strong statement and very unusual. The UK has previously accused Russia of cyber attacks, but this is the first time that it's gone so far in pointing the finger of blame at Russian military intelligence, the GRU. And it's the first time the claims come from British intelligence itself. It comes from the National Cyber Security Centre, and it says that Russian military intelligence is behind indiscriminate and reckless cyber attacks in flagrant violation of international law, hitting national economies and citizens in several countries, including Russia itself. There's a statement on its website, and it includes comments from the Foreign Secretary, Jeremy Hunt. He says this pattern of behaviour demonstrates that Russia is acting without regard to international law, with a feeling of impunity and without consequences. He goes on to say, our message is clear. Together with our allies, we'll expose and respond to the GRU's attempts to undermine international stability. Now, what exactly are they saying? Well, they say that Russia is now linked to 12 hacking group code names, such as things we might have heard of, like Fancy Bear, Voodoo Bear, Cyber Caliphate, which was previously linked to ISIL. It now says, well, Russia was behind this. And it lists these 6 attacks you've mentioned, 4 of which are now sourced to Russia for the first time, including the Bad Rabbit attack in October 2017 on IT systems in several countries, including Ukraine and Russia itself. The release of medical records of athletes who were under the control of the World Anti-Doping Agency. Now, that came after the ban on Russian athletes, and the cyber attack on the Democratic National Committee in the US, which Washington has, of course, blamed on Russia, but now Britain is doing so as well.
And are we still waiting for a response from the Russians? I imagine Putin not particularly happy about that.
Yes, the statement was released just overnight, but I think we can expect, as we've always seen before, denials from Moscow and an attack on what they say is Western fabrication and propaganda. That's what they've said so far. I can't definitely say they're going to say that this time. But recently, of course, there's been the diplomatic row over the poisoning of the Skripals in Salisbury. Vladimir Putin has said that the 2 men who are identified were tourists, or citizens rather, and they went on to say they were tourists. These are claims that were widely ridiculed. Yesterday, the Russian president went further in attacking Sergei Skripal. Now, he's a former GRU officer who exposed lots of agents to British intelligence. He had some pretty harsh words. Let's hear what he had to say.
He's just a spy, a traitor to the homeland. Do you understand that concept? A traitor to the homeland. He's just a scumbag, and that's it. And an entire information campaign's been launched around this.
Now, what we're seeing, I think, is the British government fulfilling a pledge by Theresa May. She'd said before that she would want to expose the activities of the GRU. And it could see that perhaps this is the beginning of an effort at more international level as well.